Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is October 9th, 2022, and this is the Sunday live stream coming at you after the open of trading of the US dollar index. Why do we do this? For those of you who are subscribed, you already know, but we do believe, based off of some very good data, very strong correlative information, that the DXY is the market mover for Bitcoin and for the rest of the cryptocurrency markets. So we want to see what the DXY is likely to do at market open on Sunday at 6 p.m., right? Pre-trading opens at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 6 p.m. is the official start of trading of the DXY. So what we want to see, given the inverse correlation between the DXY and Bitcoin, is the US dollar index going down, okay? We're perceiving that this asset is in a downtrend. So we're expecting a major move down, okay? And what happened last week, towards the end of last week, we started getting a move up in the DXY, but it's all part of a lower high given what we're seeing here, okay? So that's why the stream is when it is. For those of you wondering, why are you streaming so late? And so what we're going to do today is briefly look at the DXY, look at Bitcoin, look at some altcoins. The title of this stream is the total cryptocurrency market cap is bullishly divergent, okay? Maybe it's not exactly worded like that, but that's the idea, that's the sense of what I want to look at. So we're also going to look at the total cryptocurrency market cap, and I'm seeing some strong bullish divergence, at least on the 4-hourly time frame. We're also going to look on the daily time frame and go down to the hourly time frame to see what we can expect. All right, so if that all sounds interesting to you, then tune in, keep watching, keep listening. Hope you're having a great Sunday, great weekend, wherever you are, whatever time it is, when or wherever you're listening from. All right, let's get into it. So the XY opened. Now let's go on the small time frames. It gapped. It didn't do much in the gap, okay? It gapped up. It gapped up a bit, but it didn't do much. But what we're seeing here essentially on the hourly time frame is overbought, right? It's overbought. The momentum is kind of run out of gas. Either it's completely run out of gas or it's close to completely run out of gas, okay? On the hourly time frame. On the 4-hourly time frame, same thing. We've been hovering in overbought territory for quite some time now, okay? So at some point in time, very soon, I do expect a reversal back down. And as I said in the intro, this is part of a lower high, okay? I said a few days back, looking at this graph, that this was 1, 2 kind of, what am I trying to say? I said that this was likely a 5 waves down, 3 waves up situation. But looking at it more, I don't think that's the case. I think this is more than likely a zigzag. So this is a corrective move, right? This is another corrective move. And so I'm expecting the impulse to actually come after this. So I've relabeled this A. So 3-wave move down, 3-wave move up around the 618. So if you measure this, you take your Fibonacci retracement tool from the top of this wave, what I'm saying is corrective, to the bottom of this, or to the top of that wave, you can see that right now we've pretty much hit the 0618, okay? If you're gonna get I know. This is more than likely a zigzag, okay? and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that I was right in, and this is 3. But I think instead of saying that this is impulsive and this is corrective, I think both of these are corrective, and then your impulse comes here in your 5, your 5, 3, 5 zigzag correction. Okay, and one of the main reasons I say that this is unlikely to be impulsive is because measuring this, it's not big enough to be impulsive. Okay, there's a little trick that I've learned in trading, in doing all these measurements and Fibonacci ratios, that and I've never seen any violation of this in, I don't know, years of looking at charts on the daily. Okay, 18 hours a day, 15, 16 hours a day looking at charts and reading them and measuring. This first wave and retracement of the second wave in an impulsive wave, it travels to a minimum of the 2236. Okay, I'm not going to get into the weeds of why that is, but essentially it's derived mathematically from the idea that wave 1 and the retracement of wave 2 extended towards wave 3 has to hit a minimum of the 1 extension. So basically wave 3 has to be at minimum the size of wave 1. Okay, but by and large, balance of probability, wave 3 comes to about 1618 to 2 Fibonacci extension of wave 1, and then wave 5 comes to about 1618 of wave wave 5 comes about to 1618 of wave 3 retracement of wave 4, or the inverse 1618 of wave 4. So it's essentially wave 5 ends up being about the same size as wave 3, give or take, as wave 1, give or take. All in all, your minimum, mathematical minimum for an impulse, for a 5-wave impulse, I've measured to be 2236 of wave 1. So any impulse, you can take wave 1, retracement of wave 2, you will see that it will hit a minimum of the 2236 extension of wave 1. I've never seen this written down in any manual, but this is part of my research. I've never seen this violated, not once, in all my years of measuring this kind of thing, and I've measured this obsessively. Okay, so that is something I use personally to kind of gauge the distance traveled of certain impulsive waves. And although this is a 5-wave sequence, to me, this is not impulsive, it's corrective. I know we're getting into the weeds, but this is important, okay? And guys, like, share, and subscribe if you're getting value. I don't see anybody talking about this or going into this level of detail. 5 waves are 5 waves, but you can also get 5 waves correctively in a zigzag, as I said, in a 5, 3, 5 zigzag correction. And what does that look like? Exactly what you're seeing here. 5 waves in your A wave, 3 waves in your B wave, coming to 0.618, between 0.5 and 0.618 of your A wave. And then you get your impulse. And that impulse can be sometimes the same size as, it could be the same size as your A wave. It could be substantially longer than your A wave, but it is a proper impulse. Okay, so in this case, I would expect, given that this A wave was relatively truncated, I anticipate that this impulse down, right, if it comes in 5 waves, which is likely to come down in, give us at least the same size. No, it would have to, because it's completely impulsive. Well, it doesn't really, depends what the size of wave 1 is, because when you talk about 2236 and all of those extensions, it all is based on the size of wave 1 and retracement of wave 2. But in any case, you're expecting wave C to come to between the 1 and 1236, balance of probability, and then, you know, sometimes you get extensions of the C wave down to the 1618. But in any case, what's very interesting about this thesis is that it would give you a wave C consistent with this support right here. Okay, let's zoom out. Guys, let's zoom out for a second. And I haven't looked at Bitcoin. We're, 10, 15 minutes into the live stream. I haven't looked at Bitcoin 1 second because this is the market mover right here. If you want to know what Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market is doing, look at the DXY, understand what the DXY is doing, okay? And then you'll have, your answers. But I can see this happening right here, coming down to this level, and you can see that right at this support of this ascending broadening wedge is around the 1236, okay? So that is a very likely move. That is an extremely likely move for the DXY, okay? So I would put my C wave up here, yeah. So we're going to see how that plays out. I know a lot of YouTubers, a lot of analysts, they wait to do these Sunday live streams. They wait until the traditional markets open at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe, or 9 or whatever. We don't do that because we understand it's the DXY. It's all about the dollar. And the dollar even moves those markets, but, whatever. So, yeah, this is what I'm seeing. And once you get this A wave, I think what you're likely to get is almost the same thing here. Because this zigzag is going to be a bigger A wave. And then you might get another one to this resistance right here. Because, this dotted line right here is 14 years support resistance line. So you're probably going to come back up to that, bump your head on that, and then put in a proper wave. And that is going to be your correction for the DXY. And that takes us into 2023, this impulse right here. That's what I think goes. And then if you zoom out, what you're probably going to see is that our blue band, right, is going to be the target, okay? That's going to be the base of this ascending broadening wedge. That's also going to be wave 2 of the, what is this? This is the no, that's not the minor. That's the intermediate wave. So basically, wave 2 of the extension, okay? Because given that this wave was extended, the initial break of structure, which this would be another larger A. So again, think Russian dolls. When you're talking Elliott wave, this is an A wave. Okay, so this is an A wave, this is an A wave, and this is an A wave. They're just different degrees of A waves, okay? So don't get confused. And maybe not to confuse you, we can say that this is, let's call this small a, let's call this big A, and then let's call this alpha, okay? And then that's the bear market right there, a beta. Does everybody understand? So this is what I'm seeing, like long term. You're gonna likely to get these zigzags, something like this in the DXY, and that would be really interesting and consistent with what's been happening. A lot of times when you get these really explosive blow off tops and the market seems like really unfadable, like it never ends, and strong impulses until the very end, the correction is concomitantly vicious. And there's nothing more vicious than these zigzag corrections, because they don't make, unlike a flat correction where the retrace or the counter wave comes to the same height or sometimes even higher than your initial breakup structure, these zigzags are unforgiving and they make lower lows or higher highs. So they don't give people a chance who bet wrong to get out of the trade. So they completely trap people who bet wrong from the beginning. Do you understand? So let's say you thought the DXY was going to continue to go up and you bet against it by shorting Bitcoin, by shorting stocks. Given that these zigzags make lower lows and higher highs, you're never going to get a chance to get back to this level. So that's the idea. Okay. Let's look at it on the smaller time frame. So on the smaller time frame, it does look like you're at resistance, okay? You're not only at resistance here, mathematical resistance. Again, you take your Fibonacci retracement tool. Remember, guys, it's all about the DXY. If you really want to be serious about these, you know, trading crypto, stocks, all that stuff, you really want to have a firm handle on the DXY. Obviously, you can just look at the asset that you're trading if you're trading Bitcoin or whatever, but to really understand where the market's likely to move, you want to have a firm handle on the DXY, the US dollar index, the underlying asset. And so you see this consolidation reversal pattern, this AB base right here, forming a rounded top. Remember, we always talk about rounded bottoms and rounded top. This is a rounded top. This is signifying a top. Okay, rounded bottoms signify bottoms, rounded tops signify tops. And you're at mathematical resistance, once again, at the phi ratio, the 0.618 of this move right here. Okay, so that's the DXY. I do expect this move down. Okay, our momentum indicator is saying that not only on the hourly, but also on the 4 hourly. And then let's see, on the daily. On the daily, it's looking like we're about to round off and make a higher, kind of a lower high right here. Okay. Oops. So on the daily, it looks like you basically made this high right here. This was the top of wave 5, and then you're gonna round off most likely with this B wave and come down. So basically that's your A wave, 1, 2, 3, right? And that's the viciousness of the zigzag. No higher highs and lower lows, right? Now we're in a downtrend, lower low. So you never get a chance. People who are on the wrong side of this trade will not get a chance to get back to these levels as they would in a flat correction. These zigzags are unforgiving. They don't give you a second chance. Flat corrections do, though. Okay. Maurice says, check out BCH, and don't forget to add super chat so I can tip, bro. So Maurice, thank you so much. I don't know. I can't add super chats at this point. I don't think I have enough subs. Maurice says, also, I'm curious, what do you think about SLP as well? All right, let's look at BCH and SLP from Maurice in a moment. But first, obviously, we're going to look at Bitcoin and the rest of the gang. So, Smooth Love Potion, I think it's called. And Bitcoin Cash. Let's use this one. Nope. Let's use let's use so many charts on BCH. BCH is very popular in China. I don't know why I can't find just a regular one. Bittrex, no. Deribit. It's always tough to find a good chart. Like, why isn't KuCoin giving me a regular Oh, okay, this is it. I'm sorry. Bitcoin Cash SV. The fact that it said SV threw me off, and I was like ruling it out, which is silly. But I still don't see a... let's just keep looking. There's everything but like the regular Bitcoin Cash. There's a 5x long, 3x long, 3x short. Okay, this is the one I want. The Binance. Okay, alright. Now let's get into Bitcoin. Alright, so Bitcoin, let's start on... And I was saying this, let's start on the daily time frame. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to keep our momentum indicator in here. And let's clean this chart up. Essentially, you're looking at Bitcoin, nothing's changed, okay? You have this big channel that you've been in for 100 plus days. Now it's 108 days, something like that. 114 days, 113 days, something like that. Okay. You want, I keep saying this. Rounded bottoms, rounded tops. I see a lot of rounded bottoms in the market. Okay, and I'm just going to prove that to you real quick. Looking, okay, maybe not Cardano. Cardano is just like a straight. You can see this. It's a straight line. It's a straight line. Okay, but you do see a lot of rounded bottoms. Dodo has a rounded bottom. Let me turn the log scale on so these could be faithfully represented. You see a bit of a rounded bottom in DOT. A bit of a rounded bottom in ETH. Let's see. No, not in reserve rights. Synthetics, not so much. You do see one in VRA. Right, rounded bottoms and rounded tops. Whoops. Right? This is really important, right? Just in terms of looking at overall patterns. And I'm just going through the watch list because I just want to, kind of prove that to you. It's one thing when you're talking theory and you kind of can regurgitate it all you want. It doesn't make it true. What makes it true is that you see it time and time again. It plays out time and time again in your experience. And then it's true for you. So if you've never seen it, it's just something somebody said, And that's why I think it's important to really make it a point to make these things true for you if you really want to internalize them. Here's a rounded bottom, and Bitcoin Cash kind of gives you a rounded bottom. All right, so back to Bitcoin. Kind of prove the point with the rounded bottom. Is it possible that you can break this rounded bottom and wick down to the base of this channel and still be bullish? Absolutely. Okay, so that a wick down here would not invalidate the bullish case, okay? But it's stronger given the roundness of the bottom that you're forming. That's not an accident, okay? I know people may be looking at it like, oh, it's round. It's not an accident. It's not an accident. It's something we see all the time in reversals, in high time frame reversals. And this is a high time frame. We're looking at the daily chart. You're seeing that rounded bottom, okay? I'm not going to count the AB bases on this time frame. I just don't feel like it. I've done it so many times. But this is a proper consolidation reversal pattern. And however you want to sort of ascertain or sort of analyze this, you could use, Elliott wave to try and count the corrective sequences. You do have everything you need for a reversal. Let's go on a smaller time frame. Let's go on the 4-hourly time frame. Again, let's keep this momentum indicator on. And this is something I want to bring everybody's attention to, is this strong bullish divergence, right? Not only do you have a rounded bottom, so that's one thing, all right? Anytime you do analysis, you just want points, and it's kind of like you're building a case, and you have this is a point for the bullish case, or this is a point for the bearish case. You want to build the narrative, build the story for, one thing or another, okay? Like, for me, if I'm thinking this is a reversal, and I see this confirmed bullish divergence on the 4-hourly time frame, I'm like, oh, hold up, this is confirmed. I've got this lower low in the price action right here, right? And then in the momentum indicator, I've got a slightly higher high. Okay, that is confirmed bullish divergence, and it's cross bullish. The K and D lines are open right here. You see it? The K and D lines, basically the orange and blue line, they're open to the bullish momentum. Okay, so your momentum indicator on the 4-hourly time frame is cross bullish. So if you were to get a move, and then what came up after that? Nothing. You still, this bullish divergence has yet to play out. I mean, this is very small. Okay, that's not it playing out. If anything, if you zoom in right here, you can see that you've essentially just based, one more time, base is a corrective wave up and a corrective wave down. That's all you've done. You haven't really made a move out of this confirmed bullish divergence on the 4-hourly time frame. Okay, what's really interesting is, I know we use Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large, but what you can also do is go in the total chart. Okay, and what's the total chart? The total chart is all of the cryptocurrency, the whole cryptocurrency market, right, on one chart. Okay, all the market caps. And what you can see is, you'll typically see this, that it'll closely resemble Bitcoin's chart, right? And that's no accident, because Bitcoin is about 40% of the entire cryptocurrency market cap. So what you can see here is you still have that channel that you have in Bitcoin, and you have that rounded bottom. Okay, you have both those elements. And also what you can see is that strong bullish divergence on the 4-hourly time frame. So you're seeing that again and again. I know this is, the 4-hourly time frame is not the monthly nor the daily, but in terms of moves that are likely to happen sooner than later, right? This is big. Okay? Obviously you want your high time frames, like your daily and your monthly and your weekly, to really show you where the trend's likely to go. Okay? Once you've established that, and we've established that case on this channel many times, then you want to go into the smaller time frames to try and guess and see when it is likely to play out. Okay, when that big move that you see on the monthly or in the weekly or in the daily is likely to play out, or likely to pay out, or is likely to play out. Yeah, I was right. So you can see here on the whole cryptocurrency market cap, you're cross bullish on the 4-hourly time frame, and you've done the same thing that you can see in Bitcoin. You've basically based, you went up a little bit and you went down a little bit. Okay, nothing impulsive. So wouldn't be surprised if you got a big move up and out of here, given what I'm seeing there. Okay, so that's that analysis. Now let's go back to Bitcoin. So again, what's important about reading the cryptocurrency market cap? That means that the whole market is likely to go in that direction. Okay, so let's go back to Bitcoin. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's clean up the chart. So, on the 4-hourly time frame, okay, if I'm just paying attention to what I'm seeing in the recent past, this is a 3-wave move. We all know 3-wave moves are corrective. Okay? Sorry, 1 second. Let's see, make sure I'm looking at this right. Okay. This is a 3-wave move. This is a 3-wave move. This is a 3-wave move. Okay, you can see this in the whole cryptocurrency market cap. This is a 3-wave move. This is the 3-wave move. These corrective waves are heinous in that they're messy, but they come in pairs of 3s. Count them in 3s. It's like counting music. Music, you can count in 3s or 4s or whatever, but it's like there's a wave, there's a move and a counter move, a move and a counter move. This 3-wave move is countered by this 3-wave move, okay? And then this 3-wave move is countered by this 3-wave move. Not a lot of people read these things. Not a lot of people are interested in these things. Low probability to trade. But when you're trying to make sense of just all of this stuff, the only way to do it is to try and break it down into 3-wave movements, up and down, okay? And, you know, right now, you're pretty much at a place where, okay, you did a 3-wave move, and you did a 3-wave move, you did a 3-wave move, and you did a 3-wave move. This is a consolidation reversal, this small thing right here. And this looks like an inverse head and shoulders. And what do we know about the inverse head and shoulders in pattern analysis? They're reversal patterns. Inverse head and shoulders or head and shoulders, they're both reversal patterns. One is a reversal pattern that's bullish, one is a reversal pattern that's bearish, okay? What makes an inverse head and shoulder bullish? It's the break of the neckline, okay? And so on the small time frame, let's go on the hourly time frame. Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. What you're going to see, if this indeed is an inverse head and shoulders bullish reversal pattern, is price coming here, breaking this level of 19.6, and then confirming this break, okay? So that is your bullish case in the small time frame. Very likely to happen. Why? On the hourly time frame, using your momentum indicators, you have the momentum going up and down, up and all the way back down, resetting to this oversold territory, giving you real estate, giving you moves or space to go up, okay? So that is the analysis for Bitcoin. And again, you can see this in the rest of the cryptocurrency market. It's not just Bitcoin. Again, if you go into your entire cryptocurrency market cap, so this is one way to read the entire cryptocurrency market. You know, we use Bitcoin as a way to read the entire crypto market, but you can also use the total crypto market cap, okay? It's very similar. You can make the same analysis. Let's go on the 4-hourly time frame, okay? And just looking at the recent price action, okay? Look at this recent bit of price action. Try to read this. It's kind of like reading music. I know I keep saying that, but music looks really, I don't know how many people out there on the stream read music, but when you start reading music at first, it looks really confusing and it looks really like, what the hell am I reading? But then you break it down into bits and pieces and it makes sense. It's like, oh, that goes with that and that goes with that and that goes with that. It's a puzzle, okay? And again, you see a 3-wave move, you see a 3-wave move. These are coupled. They're one and the same. There's yin and yang. That's a A, that's a B. That's an initial break of structure targeting wave 4 of the previous trend, and then that's your counter. You always have a wave and a counter wave in corrections. You never get one without the other. It's balanced, okay? Just like anything in nature. Then you get a 3-wave move here. That's another wave, okay? And this is another counter, okay? That's basically what you get in the entire cryptocurrency market cap. And then here you have your inverse head and shoulders, your reversal pattern, okay? Your AB bases, your 2 degrees of AB bases look like inverse head and shoulders or head and shoulders, depending on if it's bearish or bullish, okay? And again, what you want to see is, whoops. Oh gosh, don't do this to me. All right, now let's try this one more time. What you want to see is a break of 906 billion, approximately, and that would confirm this reversal, okay? So that's the Bitcoin analysis. That's the kind of total cryptocurrency market cap analysis. We're not going to look at, let's have a quick look at Bitcoin dominance. So we said before that Bitcoin dominance was likely to go up before it went down, okay? I'm targeting up here, this resistance up here before we turn down, okay? On the daily time frame, looks like we're headed down and we're resetting to be able to go back up, okay? On the 4-hourly time frame, also we're oversold, right? I think it's likely that when Bitcoin starts running, this dominance number is going to shoot up. And again, I'm targeting whatever I said, 49, around 49, okay? So Bitcoin goes back to 49, and the reason being, just to recap really quickly, is that I believe that this is a complex fourth wave correction, and you're not finished. You're basically putting in a okay, I have this as a 333. That's what it is. So WXY, this is a composed X wave, right? 3-wave move, and then your Z wave is going to be impulsive. So it's basically going to shoot up to complete it. You're going to get your channel complete. You hit your high, you do your reversal, then you start your move down. And at that point, alts are really going to beat Bitcoin in terms of gaining market share in cryptocurrency. All right. But that's all going to be with Bitcoin and alts going up, right? And the only way that happens is alts have to be way ahead of Bitcoin, okay? So now let's go through the alts, and then we'll call it a stream, because I actually have to go to meditation in a bit. Guys, don't forget to like the stream if you're getting value. Just checking something really quickly. Okay. Let me actually just check really quickly. Any comments? Okay. Nothing yet. Alright. Other than what we had already gotten. Let's go back. Let's have a quick look at our DXY. DXY is not really doing anything more than what we said. It's kind of hanging out at that 0618. Okay. We do expect for us to be rejected at this point right here, okay? And when it starts running down, that's when you can expect your pump in Bitcoin. Basically, the DXY is at a top, Bitcoin's at a bottom, okay? So anyway, let's look at the rest of the cryptocurrency market. Now I got all this stuff to clean up. Awesome, Dean. Great job. I hate dirty charts. So yeah, this is a 150 day support level that we're at with ETH. Or sorry, what am I talking about? With Cardano. Okay, 150 day, pretty much 148 days. You're on 148 day support. Okay, it's very likely that you pop out from here. Okay. And we've been saying this for some time. I mean, this is a huge consolidation reversal channel. 150 days, that's a proper, 5 months? Almost 6 months, yeah? And you've got your AB basing, big move up and out. It's likely, very likely, more likely than not. Always dealing in probabilities, but that's more likely than not. Dodo, same thing. Big $150 range. You got your rounded bottom. You got this is clearly a corrective move. This is the counter corrective move. This should be a pivot up and out. Okay. You can zoom in on that just to see. Zoom in on the hourly. Okay. And that's where you can see this is clearly corrective. I thought it was impulsive when it first printed, but clearly not, given this counter corrective move. And you can actually see it. This is where your pivot starts. You see that right here? That's your pivot. Like, that's if you want to say this is your big A, small a, this is a smaller a, big B, small a, small b. There is not a corrective move. There's not a corrective wave in existence that doesn't have a counter. Right? So when you're learning all this theory, like, the practice is beautiful, because if you can see a 3-wave move in the market right? And you know it's corrective because it has, characteristics of a corrective move. Always expect the counter correction, right? And the counter corrections typically go to a minimum of the 786 Fibonacci retracement of that A wave all the way to the 1618. Okay, this one looks like it hit the 914 or the 886. I don't even remember what that fib level is. Let's just measure it. I think it starts here. 786, 886. That's what I wanted to say. Around the 886, yeah. So it came, this big B came all the way back down to the 886, and then your pivot's pretty much here. Okay, so all this stuff can be read. No matter how chaotic and ugly it looks, you can read it. Question is, even if you can read it, do you want to trade it? And the answer is probably not, because it's just a low probability affair trying to trade these things. Best set yourself up for the bigger move out of the correction. Do you understand? Like, instead of trying to trade the correction, you accumulate or you start offloading shares during the corrective sequence. Okay. So yeah, this is Polkadot. Set its massive 150-day support. Very likely that's the next move. Like I already wrote or drew in, rounded bottom for ETH. Okay, and again, you can see I've always had a bit of an issue counting this. Okay, but I think this is a 3-wave move and this is a 3-wave move. So that's a counter. I like this way of reading it because look, this is clearly, whoops. This is why I like reading it like this in ETH. Because this is clearly an impulse, right? This is clearly wave 4 of the impulse, okay? Your initial break of structure comes in 3 waves. It targets wave 4 of the previous trend. I love reading this as your initial break of structure, your big A, this as your big B. That's your first degree of AB basing. Your second degree of AB basing is kind of like a funky 5-wave move. This is a funky 3-wave move, but we know that this is exactly what you get in a zigzag. 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up. And this is basically just your pivot that you've been in for $20 days. That's not long, but in our time frame, with money on the line and looking at the market every day, that's a lifetime. Okay, but essentially you can prove that to yourselves. This is a massive zigzag right here. You can read it. Whoops. You can read it. I think you can read Ethereum as being in a 5, 3, 5. And if you take your Fibonacci retracement tool from the bottom of this 5-wave move to the top, I'd say, yeah, okay. I would say you are good in terms of respecting the 0618. I mean, you kind of wick below it a bit much, but you can say the orthodox low is fine, okay? This right here, let me get rid of it. It's a bit messy. Let me get rid of this. This right here, consolidation reversal, did wick down a little much for my taste, but being that this is a corrective move, I'm not going to be too strict in saying, oh, you wick down a little too long. This is, to me, a 5-3-5 where your B wave, okay, if this is small a, small b retraces between 0.5 and the 618. That's good to me. That's good enough for me. In these retracements, in these corrective moves, I'm not expecting the precision of impulsive moves. I just not. I keep doing this. Okay, so that's Ethereum. I do expect it to move from here, from this rounded bottom here, up. Okay, And that's basically what you're seeing on the smaller time frame. You go on the 4-hourly time frame, you're cross bullish right there with that very nice a strong bullish divergence that you're seeing throughout the market. Same thing on the hourly time frame. You know, you're about to turn around, but you're in oversold territory, so that looks good. Okay, reserve rights. You've essentially done this 150-day channel. You've come up for your initial break of structure, come down through waves, that's your zigzag, and then all of this is a pivot, and sorry, I was just thinking. I do see 2 degrees of AB basing. I'm not going to talk about all of that right now, but I'm going to focus on this. I think that this is a 5-wave move. This is a 3-wave move down. I'm expecting a 5-wave move. Is this the beginning of the impulse? It's probably the beginning of the bull market right here for RSR already. Okay? And you're retesting the tops of this zone right here. You basically broke this resistance right here, and you're retesting that to move back up. Okay? And if you take your retracement tool from the bottom here, you're already at the 0.5. Okay? You could come down to the 618, but I wouldn't expect you to come down that much further for reserve rights. You're already in oversold territory on the daily, on the 4-hourly, and on the hourly. Yes. And you're making some really big reversal sort of indications for a reversal here, you know. For my pattern traders out there, what you can see here is a falling wedge. Those typically break bullish, okay? Just probabilistically, they break bullish. I'm not going to go through everything, but cursorily, we're going to talk about, because, I mean, we're seeing the same things, right? Same shit here with synthetics. You have that 150-day period. If you want to break these down into 3-wave moves, you can see 2 degrees of AB basing. You have a small rounded bottom right here, okay? And you have this coming. This is a corrective move, but I think it's a 5-wave sequence in correction. And you might be retracing to the golden pocket here of that. Yeah, right on the golden pocket right there for synthetics. Do you see that? Right on the 0618. Okay. VRA pointed out the rounded bottom. Yeah, this is essentially your 150-day consolidation reversal pattern. It's slanted down, showing weakness, but it's going to pop. It's going to pop. Again, you're essentially printing a massive falling wedge. Okay, and these typically break bullish. So, careful going short. That's all I'll say. Okay, ZIL looks like it's already starting to go up and out of this rounded bottom here. Ravane, same thing. You're showing a little weakness in the 150-day consolidation reversal pattern, but you're essentially printing a massive falling wedge. Cadena, it's on 150-day support, and I've shown this before. If you zoom out enough, you'll see that this is also on a much larger mathematical support of the previous impulse that you got in the previous bull run. This is, I mean, this Binance coin is kind of like the poster child for rounded bottoms. I mean, this is is very, very, very clear. And I think what you see in Ethereum, you also see in Binance coin. You have your initial break of structure targeting wave 4 of the previous trend, your subsequent B wave right here, you can start counting small a, which is a 5-wave sequence on the 13th of July. And then you could see this rounded bottom here. Where did it touch? Again, this mathematical stuff, this Fibonacci stuff is not a joke. You know? And using Fibonacci alongside something like Elliott wave is extremely powerful, as you can see right there, right on the 618, rounded bottom, right on the 618. Okay, when, we don't know, but soon. I do expect big moves soon. Okay, same with Litecoin, rounded bottom right here. XRP already broke out of that 150 or 130 some odd day range, and now it's at the top of it. This triangle right here is probably like a wave 4 situation. Maybe it was a wave 2 situation, I don't know, but you're breaking out of it. Yeah, so that's been good. That's been kind of a market leader. Dogecoin, nice rounded bottom, nice freehand cup by me. Lido Finance, this is right on the 382, just like it was when I looked at it on Friday. Still on that same mathematical support. All right, now let's look at Bitcoin Cash and SLP, and I'm going to call it a stream because I got to go. Bitcoin Cash on the daily time frame. Okay, you're showing weakness here, okay? But you're essentially getting the same thing we've been looking at, okay? Except that this channel. Okay, so this is where you can really see the relative strength of certain projects, okay? And this doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad project. It just means people sold off on this project. People did not believe in this project. When the market was selling off, they sold off very strongly on this asset. As you can see, this was the initial, or this was the kind of a, oh, actually, let me time out. I take that back. This is more like what you see in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Not how they responded after, but I don't think that this was the orthodox low in the market. But I think what you saw in Bitcoin is that Bitcoin made this low because it was in a double zigzag, and then it made a lower low, a substantially lower low. But in making that lower low, it actually made a new impulse. And I think that's what you got here. And so your initial break of structure was a 3-wave move targeting wave 4 of the previous trend, which is about here, the B wave of that double zigzag. And then what you've been getting in Bitcoin Cash is essentially this falling wedge. You've been getting a massive falling wedge. Okay? So 3-wave move up, this is one corrective move, this is another corrective move. Okay, but I think if you go into this triangle, you can see a lot more detail. Okay, but again, here's the binary nature of things. Things come in pairs in the market, right? When you're looking at these corrective waves, you get one wave going one way and then another wave going another way. And in both cases, they come in flavors of 3. Even in this triangle, if we break it down, we're going to see flavors of 3. So you can see here. I'm just gonna try and freehand this really quickly. That's one wave. Remember, triangles we count 3 in sort of 3-wave moves. Okay, so that would be A. This would be B. This would be C. So triangles we count A, B, C, D, E. There are 5-wave moves consisting of 3-wave, five legs of 3-wave moves, okay? C, D, E. I think that's it right here. That's your B wave. That's your big B. So that was your big A, that's your big B. That's a triangle finished, okay? That's A, B, C, D, E triangle, right? That's what Elliott wave teaches us. And then from here, we begin the second, I think this is the second, what do I call it? The second degree of AB basing. So just zooming in real quick. So this second degree of AB basing, I'm looking at like this. That's my small a. This is my small b. And this is probably my pivot right here. A wave, B wave. Another pivot. And again, do you see this? You can't make this stuff up. Guys, this is why I will cite rules. I won't cite rules for the sake of citing rules or theories for the sake of citing theories. It's because I look on the charts and I see them time in and time out. Time and time again. And so they become part of my trading. I put money on it. And, you know, so far so good. You see a reversal pattern, right? That's an inverse head and shoulders. My stochastic RSI, my momentum indicator showing me I'm completely oversold. So this is, if it does proceed to about 118, 119 and it breaks this, you know, that's it. You know, because on the macro, I've put in my 2 degrees of AB basing, or what's likely 2 degrees of AB basing. I've done everything I needed to do to reverse the price on the larger time frame, and the smaller time frames tell me that it's time. Okay, so that's Bitcoin Cash. SLP, this is the last one we're going to look at just because I don't have any time. Young Das, Zcash, I'm going to have to look at that on a later time. Sorry, friend. So let's just look at SLP really quickly. Sorry, started so late. I had to do a few things. So SLP looks like it's basically doing what most other altcoins are doing. It put in that 150-day consolidation reversal pattern with an initial break of structure here, starting on May 12th, right, with this orthodox low. So big A, big B. This is your small a. Sorry, your small a is like this. And then this is your small b. And this is your pivot. So this is your pivot right here. Okay, so let's just focus on the pivot. So this is clear to me on this time frame at least, that this is a 3-wave move, and then this is some sort of triangle. Okay, and it's about to cross bullish on the daily time frame. So if we look, what do we have here? Okay, what I'm seeing on the 4-hourly time frame at the very least is a flat correction, and that's finished. Okay, remember, like, what's really powerful about the idea of being able to read these flat corrections is, or sorry, these corrective moves is that you can tell when they're finished. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get another sequence of corrective moves, but you can at least tell when they're complete, right? You can tell that this is a 3-wave structure, always ends in impulse. Every corrective sequence has ended in impulse. This is a 3-wave structure. You know, capitulative sort of candle right here with a long wick to the downside showing the end of this trend. You know, ABC flat correction. Okay, so you basically say this was one thing, this is another thing. This you can read as a pivot. Okay, so who knows? Will you get another sequence? Maybe, maybe not. But this is likely to give you some sort of reversal if you're looking for a reversal. Okay, and you would just be focusing on this, right? But in terms of what the rest of the market is doing, I mean, I'm if I'm looking at Bitcoin and Bitcoin's looking bullish, right, and this has done everything it's supposed to do for the past 150 days, I'm also bullish on this, even though this chart and this price action right here is less clear to me, right? I'm seeing 3 heads here, maybe a move down back to this level before continuation up. So I don't know, but yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Do you see? Let's see. Yeah, I'm also seeing. Well, there's no bullish divergence here. There's no divergence, right? This is a higher high. This is a higher high. So no divergence. But yeah, everything's looking good. Everything's looking good for continuation. And again, at the end of the day, what I want to see as an analyst for continuation is a rejection of the DXY, okay? I want to see that DXY reject, and at that point in time, you will see a big move to the upside in crypto. Guys, that's pretty much it for me. I'm going to have a quick look at Zcash, but I've really got to go. I hate not giving you all what you asked for. Let's just have a quick look on the smaller time frames. We looked at Zcash on the larger time frames. Just look smaller time frame. What can we see? Yeah, we had that bullish divergence here on the 4-hourly. And it hasn't yet played out. It hasn't yet played out because this is just kind of a corrective 1-2 move. So this looks like to me a potential move to the upside. Okay, obviously you're overbought here on the 4-hourly time frame, but on the daily time frame you're in oversold territory and you're looking like you're about to cross bullish. Okay, may take another day or so, but again, you're forming these lows and you're at support. You're at major support. I think that's the best way to say it. Okay, so that's pretty much it for me, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your evening wherever you're at. Take care. We'll talk again tomorrow at some point in time.